Welcome to the first ever episode of The Plug at Gametime. I'm your host, PittySinn, and I am so proud today that we have Joy Against Evil in the fucking building for the first episode. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Good, man. It's happy to have you here all the way from the sunny states, dog.
Yes, bro.
You came through.
I came through. I
Super
had to.
stoked.
Had to.
Well, I'm happy to have you here today because I feel like you're an artist that a lot of people haven't really got to, know or give a chance to yet. So I'm hoping today that's like at least what we can do, give you some give everybody insight on you, connect you like with your audience, and just really let people know what your music means, you know?
Yeah.
Because I feel like you're one of those people that deserve it. You have a lot of things that you've made, and I feel like niggas ain't giving you your credit, dog. So,
no, they're not.
So I'm hoping today we can do that. So you down with me?
I think I'm down with it,
All
bro.
right, all
Let's
right.
do it.
So first thing I really want to go into, just so we are given the insight on who you are, I want to start with like your upbringing. Like, what was it for you in life earlier on? How was it growing up?
I grew up in a homosexual household, so I was influenced by a bunch of different stuff, and my mom was super into music,
Yeah.
But I always wanted to draw and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But she wanted me to sing, and she passed later when I was 11. R.I.P. to her. But she really wanted me to sing, and afterwards I just really decided, that's what.
Can you get the mic a little closer? Sorry.
That's what I decided. That's what I wanted to do, just because she's influenced a lot of it, And after a couple of years of being like in foster care as well, I wanted to try and be on my own because I was so flushed out by the system, So It's really just, triumph and trying to overcome, really.
So really, like, you realizing that you wanted to sing was like a thing that awakened from your mom, right?
Yeah.
Or am I taking that wrong?
No, I
What?
feel like that really what it was. Sometimes I feel her presence when I'm doing certain stuff just because she's in me. It's innately there.
Yeah.
So it's like I just appreciate, her energy. Like yesterday, well, not yesterday, but the other day on Mother's Day, my cousin sent me an old video of her like rapping. And
No
it just
way.
was like, bro, like, damn. Now I was like, I gotta rap now because she was rapping. So I'm very influenced by my mother for sure.
Hell yeah. So, following like the passing of your mom, what was that like for you?
It was challenging at first for sure. Bouncing home to home for real like that, and being in foster care for like a good majority of my adolescence. Like I feel like it took part of the childhood away. I couldn't go to like the parties that kids was going to or like have friends like that. So
Early on restrictions that most don't get,
Exactly.
Yeah, I
So
feel
it was at that time, especially when the world was open, I wanted that, but now that I'm, on my own, I feel like I can channel all that I didn't get to use back then.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a new life and a new lease for me, for real.
And I feel like that's a good thing. Like when you kind of look back on the times that you had of like when you felt like you were missing out, it was pushing you towards something else.
Yeah.
And that's one thing as like humans and like young people and as artists that we don't notice, that if we didn't have those times that we were put in a certain position that we wanted to be outside of, we wouldn't have gained the strength or the knowledge of the certain things that we wanted, like that we need now,
Yeah.
Or even like had the time to make shit,
Right.
Yeah, 100%.
It's just an ultimate. It's just like a battle, a duality. Like what side are you gonna choose for real? And,
Yeah.
I'm all about the joy.
Hell yeah. So with all that happening, like when did you actually start to like get into like I want to make music, like I want to give music to the world?
Probably my senior year of high school, bro. I was like, man, I want to make music. I ain't had no money though, and I was luckily I was adopted at 17, so when that happened, I got a little more of my freedom back. But I was aging out, about to be 18, so it's like, I want to do something instead of just going to college for some shit that I didn't want to do.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let me just try music. So I downloaded FL Studio on my iPhone, the colored ones. What was it? The C's.
I don't remember that
C's,
one, but it was
the
like
color ones.
Oh, the color.
Yeah,
it was a
C.
C. That was a C.
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about the pad on there. Never mind.
Nope, the phone. I had the little phone.
You had the C boy with the plastic back.
Yes, bro. The light blue joint. The light baby blue.
Shout out to Jobs.
Shout out to him, RIP him. But you know, I downloaded that and I just kind of fell in love with the process of making music, just even through my phone.
Yeah.
And then after that, you know, you kind of want to advance, obviously, outside of a phone. So download FL Studio on my laptop.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of go from there. And I just kept going. Like I try to record as much as I can all the time now. Now it's like it became like a muscle for me as far as when it comes to recording. So it's like you got to exercise that, you know.
Whoa. From what I see you could do, that was definitely a good turning point. Like you use whatever you had around you to actually start recording. And that's why I feel like a lot of artists right now are not willing to do. They try to go and see what other people have.
Yeah.
But that was one thing. And I think that's why I appreciate you and like how you do create what you create, because you kind of earn being able to create at the level that you do now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't take advantage of that. So I praise you for that shit, bro.
I appreciate it, bro.
So one question that I both know that is a heavy thing for you, which I don't know if you want to go into it, but I do want to talk to you about this.
Yeah.
But in the turning point of the last year, like how has this last year like helped you elevate or affected you in a certain way? Like what was your last year like through your lens?
Man, that's a great question.
And like I said, you can go in as deep as you want to or as shallow. I don't care,
man,
but
like,
I want to hear it, dog.
So here's the thing, like I'm 20, 21, 22. I moved to LA.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, it's lit. You know, this is the world open.
We was loving
2019, world was open.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I really, you know, I'm excited for the next step. Do some open mics, do this and that, and then boom, just gets taken from you. And it's just like when that March hit, I was like getting everything set for the Cyclist already. I dropped that in August. I was getting set to drop that shit way earlier, but I had to cut it back so I can get visuals and all this stuff, you know. So it was like, it's just a process for real. Like through the last like year and a half, obviously, it's just like, I don't know, it messes with you mentally, obviously, you know, and you get down and you don't know what to say.
I feel that.
There was a point in time for a couple of weeks, like I didn't leave my room, you know, or I didn't leave the house, you know, and I was just chilling because it was like, why at that point? So, but
and I didn't hear from you much too, and I felt like that was my fault, you know?
No, you know,
but we were out there and it just stopped.
Yeah, you know, and I just had to, you know, start attacking things differently, you know. And once I got my confidence back a little bit, once I dropped the Cyclist, I'm like, oh, people listen to my music again.
Bro, I was at the beach playing that with my girl.
You know, so
we was live like, this is my friend.
Type shit. My guy, the vibes.
Bro, like
you know?
It was straight vibes. Like I remember exactly where I was. I was doing a photo shoot. Like I was taking pictures of my girl, and we went to Marina Del Rey. And we were walking through, and like we were just seeing the planes go over and stuff, and just like seeing that beach because it's not as crowded as Venice where I was living. And I was just like really realizing like it made me feel like I was lacking because it was like when I heard that shit, it was the same as seeing you walk across a stage graduating. I seen where you were, you know, like what if we were like homies in high school or something, but I seen you graduate within your like mentality, what you were talking about and everything, and like that was a good turning point right there for you, you know?
Bro. It was like, I don't know, it made me want to challenge myself sonically next time I do drop projects. Singles is one thing, but projects and like giving that a whole different energy is like, especially when you're trying to, you know, not just make music, when you're trying to create moments. And you're trying to create moments in time for people. You know,
100%.
Just the thought of like, oh, I'm about to do this show and these people are in a group chat plotting about what they're about to wear. Like that shit, you know, that shit sticks with me just because like I'm giving them a new life pretty much. So when I dropped that was my intention, just to like take them into a different world, you know, I mean, into my world.
Well, that's good. Like I really enjoy that you said that because that kind of ripples us into like the next point. Like what is your creative like process? Like if you're like at home, wake up a random day, or like you have the mentality that you want to make a tape, like what gets you going? Like how do you create? What keeps you going?
Well, since I started like really recording at 17, and I've put out like, you know, little EPs here and there. But when I got to the Cyclist, it like a lot just changed from just like, you know, being in LA really, just being influenced. Like, man, like this
100%.
music is fucking great out here. Like,
Bro,
the local acts and shit. Like,
bro.
it's intimidating as fuck. So it's like, I want to drop the best shit I can with what I got.
You saw all the shit I made out there and didn't drop nothing.
You know?
I was like, no.
So I understand that. So it's just like, it's really, it just depends on the moment, bro. It just depends on where I'm at mentally, where I'm at physically. Like, you know, where I'm at financially, you know. If I feel like flexing on somebody, that's what I'm gonna make a song about. If, you know, if my heart's broken, that's what I'm gonna make a song about. If it's some introspective shit, that's what I'm gonna make a song about, you know. So
like when you're sitting there, like if you get ready to write, like it just depends on your energy at that time and moment.
Yeah, bro, because you know sometimes you're at the studio and you'll get inspired there because that's where a lot of it comes from. You don't want to write, so sometimes I don't write. You know, sometimes I do, but my best shit is always written. I will say that.
Okay.
But like songs like Now or Never that I made at like 80s spot, old spot in like Pontiac.
Bro.
Like
those
when I
are the
wrote
times.
that, you know, writing that type of shit is just like it hits you differently, you know. It just makes you wanna progress. That's all.
So another question to add to that, like with the new stuff that you have made and while you were out there, like did it change your way of thinking? Like the way that you were creating, did you have a shift at all?
Yeah, bro. I just realized I had to do it at a higher level, you know, for the stuff that I want to make, you know, and I gotta try to be something outside of myself. Like if I'm clocking in for somebody else and they want me to be this mode employee, you know, you turn into a different person. So when it's time to step into Joy Against Evil, you know, that gets the highest amount of respect and the highest amount of attention from Jevin. And that's what I go for pretty much.
Hell yeah. So another question I just thought of too that I really haven't even asked you personally. Like how did you get like Joy Against Evil? Like what were you feeling? Because I know it has to be something that you internally felt or just it really clicked with you to have that name, you know?
Bro, all right, so I got in an accident May 1st of 2020.
Yeah.
And it messed me up really bad. And, you know, I isolated myself and it just seemed like time to rebrand or refocus. You know, I was just Jev for a minute, but it just seemed like I was trying to understand myself within my creativity. So it's like Joy Against Evil, what is that? It's like, it's the duality of me, you know, wanting to be a spiritual, higher influenced act.
Yeah.
But also still dealing with those demons that everybody else has too, you know, still understanding, like, I'm going through the same things as you, you know, just at a different level.
Damn, I like that. Like, I feel like that's one thing that's like a part of you that people needed to know right now. Because the fact is that like that name itself, everybody can kind of connect with that.
You know, that's what I want from it,
bro. And you being that and like kind of like in your music, that's why I want people to know who you are because they will see that. 100% will see that. So I definitely like that. You know, you took something and turned it into a gain.
Yeah, bro.
100%. Ultimately,
I had to.
So the thing is, with your newest song, how is that like separate? Like, how does your new song separate from all your previous stuff? With all the things that went on, you know, with the new way of thinking, the new name, you know, the things you went through, like you rose from the ashes, bro.
Yeah.
You literally rose from the ashes like a fucking phoenix. Like, how does like your new song that you just put out separated from everything else? Because that was the most recent one. What was it called again?
They Won't Take Me Alive. Out on all platforms, of course.
Bro,
but
amazing.
You know, that one has a more acoustic feel. And I've never really dove in that on my personal music. You know, I've always helped other people. My boy Swam, shout out Swam. You know, he really got me more into wanting to do it myself. You know, I really appreciate him influencing me in that. So it was like, I would say a big part of, you know, trying to do it in a more alternative, kind of infused rock way, you know, is something that I want to do with that record a little bit and just slow it down though. But just because it's,
who made the beat for that?
I made the beat.
You did?
Yeah.
I knew your ass did, nigga.
So it was just.
I knew you did. I knew this motherfucker did what I heard. I'm like.
And bro, here's the.
Like when those kicks came in.
Just a little bit more on it. Like, bro, like that song when I first wrote it, like the beat was already inspiring for me. I was like, oh man, I can get sync licensing for this, get this on Netflix. Like this is some, you know, some horror, darker stuff. But after I, you know, dropped it, or even like pre-recording, I got a new vibe from it just because of the lyrics. And I was like, man, like this is just bigger than black and white type shit, and it's bigger than, you know, a plot. Like this is the world we live in. Every time I step outside, like I feel like somebody is bound to thug on me type shit, and just make a situation harder than it needs to be. Yeah, you know?
100%.
So
100%. I saw your Twitter post about Georgia, like they be on some nigga shit. So
hey, bro, like I'm just trying to be in a different place. Like my tolerance for things is different.
Yeah, I definitely feel that, and I feel like you're level-headed for like. You know, you have the joy and the evil part, right? But I think your joy definitely overtakes more than evil.
That's why it had to come first.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I mean, it should, you know, like.
In any aspect, it has to come first.
You
so
know?
I agree with that. One thing I was wondering, because I really don't know where you're at with this, but I see the potential of you being here. So with that being said, I want to know, like, in this day and age, with how the industry is, like, what do you see that would make you like agree to like be a partnership with somebody? Like, do you want to be independent? Like, how do you see that as your future? Like, what would you rather do if you had the choice of things presented in front of you?
It's definitely more in the realm of I could see myself going forward being an independent artist, indie route, but you know, I still want to build you know, my toolkit a little bit. So you got to outsource if you want to do bigger things, because
100%.
There's people with, you know, bigger minds, bigger pockets than you, and they will invest in you if they believe in you. And if you give them a reason to, you know, they will, whether it be financially or supportive.
I see that 100%.
Yeah.
I think you're an amazing investment, because you know they're going to get their return. They're going to get that ROI.
Hey, I'm saying though, 400%.
Because of like your work ethic alone.
Yeah.
If that was on paper, like it was like, you know, how they got credit scores and shit.
Yeah.
Nigga, you pay all your shit back.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing left on the table, bro.
Yeah, bro. Just trying to constantly keep going.
So, I also had this question. So, with the acting in your videos, something that I've always personally wanted to do and I haven't got to do really yet, I want to know, like, what was your thinking behind that to start to do that a little bit more? Because I've seen you previously do it, but you're still going with it. Like, so is acting a thing that you want to pursue? Like, or is it just a part of you that, like, with this sound, I want to give this? Like, what is it for, like, the acting side of it?
Well, one thing was budget. So at the time, I was like, I'm not about to spend a bunch of money on, like, these different things when I can, you know, express it myself and still have it come out clean if I got the right guy to do it. Shout out Drake. Hey. Drake Roby. But it was just, I've always enjoyed acting like that, like even, you know, on the more dialogue scale, and that's something I want to do more, definitely. And even shout out Jig LaFrost, he's got some stuff coming soon and I am in it.
Hey,
but
there you go.
he helped me, Jig helped me out with like seeing like an artist like can do the acting too, because he's doing his own show, you know, independently. He's like premiering it through Instagram, through the reels.
I remember you were filming for that for a second.
So like seeing stuff like that, especially in LA, like you just like, all right, you know, you want to be multifaceted. So that's definitely something I want to like do more of. You know, I don't know how right now, because the music is obviously number one, but it's something I definitely want to indulge in more for sure.
Well, bro, I love that. Like, at least you have it in your mind. Like, I think you're going in the right route. Like, you're doing what your heart is telling you to do, is what all this is telling me right now. So I think with that being said, like, you're opening yourself up for the correct things to come towards you.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So, I did see, and I also reposted, because I'm so stoked about this shit. What was it? 24 Hip Hop, like Lyrical Lemonade. Like, you got all these blogs fucking posting you, bro.
Yeah.
Like, how does that feel to step back and see, like, after, like, you've been here and then you got so much farther and you can turn your inner eye and look back and see where you came from? Like, how do you feel to see that these blogs are posting you now?
It's just, you know, manifestation fulfilled for real. Because I've always wanted to do those things. Yeah. And I've spoke them and wrote them into existence. And, you know, I believe in myself more than anybody else can. So you know, I had to, and it's just about taking the next step forward. You can't just keep releasing tracks on SoundCloud and just expecting it to pop. Like,
exactly,
you gotta make it look good. You feel me? So
100%.
When it comes to that, that's, you know, I'm just trying to step it up and get more eyes on it, man.
Okay. Well, there's one more question I want to ask you. This is the final question. I don't know if you're gonna be happy with this one. I don't know. This is from your Twitter. So. He asked me before. He was like, "Is there anything?" He's like, "I want to read that shit to know." So, my question is,
this one.
You said, and I quote, "I got a lot to prove to myself because I deserve it."
Yeah.
See, I set you up. You got scared. You good?
But I was wondering what you were about to pull out.
I knew he was gonna get scared, bro. Dog, I knew you were like, "Oh, fuck, what did I say, bro?"
Right.
But yeah, so you said, got a lot to prove to myself, you know, because I deserve it.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you? What made you post that? What were you feeling internally?
I'm just trying to be on next this year, bro. Like, it's applying all pressure, especially on myself, you know? So everything, even from the publications to, you know, working with celebrities and all that stuff and working with signed artists, like doing it myself and knowing that I can do it with, you know, obviously help, but that it started with me from the source. I'm the seed that grew to the tree.
Hell yeah.
You know, that's what I feel like I deserve because I've had I had a really shitty upbringing for the most part, as far as not really tapping into myself. You know, I was always guided by some outside sources, the hands of the system. So now that I get to express myself,
you got control, you know?
I have control.
Yeah.
I'm the captain now. You feel me?
So looked at me dead. He's like, I'm serious.
You feel me? But nah, for real, like, it's just about
hell yeah.
I'm just applying pressure on myself this year, bro. Like, just make sure I get everything I deserve, everything, because
if you don't, nobody will.
Nobody
you won't
will.
Get nowhere, man.
For everybody, if you don't do it, nobody will.
Yeah. Hey, hell yeah.
Or somebody will, and you'll be working for them.
Nah, fuck that.
Your choice.
Hey, with that being said, bro, I'm stoked to have you here.
I appreciate it.
And we're going to have you perform tonight. You okay with that?
Yeah.
That's what I thought, nigga.
Okay.
You ain't going to tell me no, nigga.
I got you.
All right, so with that being said, we are about to have Joy Against Evil perform for y'all. How y'all feel about that? So, yeah, you ready, dog?
Let's do it.
All right, let's get it. Let's get it.
Too many drugs. Yeah. Too many plugs. Yeah. Too many drugs. Yeah. Too many plugs. Too many drugs, I can't even hear myself think. Too many plugs, ain't no shortage in my outreach. When I'm out in Hollywood, got one there in my top 3. I'ma hit the beach higher than them fucking clouds be. Get the fuck from around me, tryna knock my mood off. See, I had a long week, I was clocking in and out. Homie never found me, I was thinking blue talk. Now they wanna down me. Wanna take a puff, that's everlasting. Wanna take a drag and never pass it. Oh, you bout that drama, about that action. Yeah, right after I'm relaxing. Yeah, too many drugs. Yeah. Too many plugs. Yeah. Too many drugs. Too many plugs. Way too many things to that I'm addicted to. I've been out here stressing over things I never mentioned to anybody. I feel like they feeling how I'm feeling too. Treat you like a peasant, turn around and try befriending you. Always take them back, I must admit I got my issues too. Living in the dark can make it hard for them to visit you. If I was an angel too, don't know who I'll betray you. Keep them at a distance but close enough just to make a move. Why am I so obsessed with her physical? Maybe cause I'm obsessed with this digital world that we live in. Been feeling mystical. Hope I get reciprocal everything I'm giving you. Too many drugs, too many drugs.
Shut up, baby.